Hello, everyone. I am delighted to introduce my new course, Modes of Inscription, Architecture, Landscape Architecture, Urbanism, open to all students at the School of Architecture through the 5612 course number. Dylan Gibbs, Andre Grospe, and Mary Key will serve as the teaching assistants. Topical and structure. This lecture course presents a contemporary examination of the role of the designer within the built environment. Beyond the disciplinary silos inherited from the 20th century that defined the practices of architecture, landscape architecture, and urban planning as autonomous disciplines with limited transversal dialogue. If the post-war era left us with a collection of siloed and autonomous disciplines, where the architect was conceived as primarily the author of buildings, the landscape architect as the author of open spaces, the urbanist as the manager of public works, and the engineer as the builder of infrastructure. Today, we are beginning to see a clear overlap among these disciplines. This does not mean that the architect is doing the work of the engineer, or that the landscape architect is doing the work of the architect, but it does mean that there is a common ground, a new form of dialogue that allows the design disciplines to engage projects of greater scale and complexity. In this context, the course argues for a more unified disciplinary body, one that can expand the toolkit of the designer by finding overlaps and affinities within the methods and techniques present across all these disciplines. By looking at a carefully curated selection of projects from concept to implementation, this course will present a body of work that bridges across architecture, landscape architecture, and city planning. Ranging in scale from individual buildings to territorial strategies, the course will argue that meaningful design actions and their multiple modes of inscribing the Earth's surface have a major transformative role in shaping cities and open territories across a wide variety of scales. Key to this argument is the claim that a renewed understanding of the notion of urban design as a bridge practice is today more important than ever. If in its initial conception, urban design was tasked with linking architecture and urban planning, today urban design must expand its canvas of action in order to better establish elective affinities across disciplines and urban contexts. Affinities that can make urban design the glue that, on the one hand, ties together the fragmented specializations inherited from the mid-20th century, and on the other hand, serve as the link between design and broader planning and managerial processes, opening important dialogues between design, planning, and governance. In this context, the practice of urban design will not be conceived as a discipline nor a subdiscipline, but a mindset that allows architects, landscape architects, and planners to expand their instrumental and methodological diversity, and in doing so, set the charge for a unification of the design disciplines involved in the shaping of our contemporary urban world. Topical in structure, the lectures will address a variety of design approaches, including housing, domesticity, and urban life, new forms of publicness in the institutions of the 21st century, the adaptation of mobility networks to the 21st century city, the transformation of the city through the gradual accretion of small-scale open space, large urban landscapes and the reincorporation of post-industrial land into the life of the city, the shape of territory beyond the urban-rural divide, among many other topics. If you have any questions about the course, please feel free to reach out to me via email. And I look forward to seeing many of you in the first day of class, and looking forward to a very exciting semester. Best, take care.